After I posted a poll asking which con of Outworld is best, it made me think how different each of their governments were and which one would be best to live in. That spawned this discussion for this video. What are the governments of the realms like, and which one would be the most ideal to live in? In this video, we answer those questions.
I rule this world.
We know what Earthrealm governments are like, so we're just gonna skip that and jump right into Outworld. The first ruler of Outworld was Onaga, and we don't really have a lot of insight about how he ruled. His rule ended when Shao poisoned Onaga and stole the throne from him. Shao Kahn rules his empire with an iron fist. There doesn't really seem to be any real laws outside of treason to the empire. Shao Kahn subjugates different races, he pits them against one another, he openly practices slavery and outright murders any political opponent or even his own allies when their deaths serves him.
I will go to Earthrealm to finish Motaro's work.
Yes. Shang Tsung,
Yes, Emperor.
the Empress requires something of you.
Outworld under Shao Kahn seems to be totalitarian, which is relating to a system of government that is centralized and demands complete subservience to the state, very similar to North Korea. Basically, it's run like a dictatorship.
Let us make Outworld great again!
It's also an autocracy, which is a government with one person holding ultimate power. There also is some fascism within his empire as well. Fascism is a far-right political ideology that exalts the nation and often a very specific race above the individual. Similar to how Shao Kahn will have a favored race, like he'll have the Shokan or the Centaurs. Fascism is characterized as a centralized, autocratic government led by a dictator, severe economic and social control, and the forcible suppression of opposition. It is also defined by extreme militaristic nationalism.
Outworld rejected your pointless wars.
Empires must expand or die.
A belief in social hierarchy and the desire for a single, all-powerful state, which is basically what Shao Kahn has created. Living under Shao Kahn must be difficult, to say the least. The races more fit for combat and war get preferential treatment, while others could end up as slaves doing very hard manual labor. Everybody has little to no political power or any ability to influence the government. But he is very keen on entertaining the masses, like what he does in the Colosseum with very violent fights, so there is that as a plus. In the second timeline, when Shao Kahn's life ended, his daughter and heir Mileena took his place as Khanum. Since the throne passed to his daughter, clearly Outworld is ruled as a monarchy, and Mileena continued that in her reign, similar to Belgium and the United Kingdom. Though she did have a small group of people to advise her, making it more like a local government body. When Netherrealm threatened war with Outworld, and her council advised that she make a truce with Earthrealm to join forces with them against the Netherrealm, despite most agreeing with the idea, Mileena decided she'd rather participate in a losing fight than to make a pact with those that she viewed as an enemy. Meaning that the final say still ended up with whatever Mileena said, maintaining the system of monarchy in Outworld.
There they are. 3 of your fellow counselors, whispering like handmaidens. About what, I wonder?
If only you would hear our counsel. As war with Netherrealm looms, I have urged detente with Earthrealm.
And I've told you I would sooner die than treat with my father's murderers!
I would imagine living under Mileena wouldn't be much better than living under Shao, especially because Mileena obtained the throne through lineage and not because she was especially qualified to hold it. When the council decided Mileena wasn't making the correct choices to better serve Outworld, they turned on her and installed Kotal as the new Khan.
We would serve the new ruler of Outworld.
Then you serve Kotal Khan.
While Kotal's reign is still mainly a monarchy, he abides by the code of the Oshtek. Kotal may make the final decisions, but those decisions are based on what Oshtek traditions state, and not just necessarily what Kotal feels at the moment.
Oshtek custom requires all refugees be offered assistance. I offer it to you, Shao Kahn.
This makes Kotal's government more of a constitutional monarchy, much like New Zealand, which is a system where a monarch, like a king or queen, serves as the head of the state, but their power is limited by a constitution. Now, the powers granted to Kotal are still pretty vast, seeing as he lives like a king, and he ordered the genocide of the Tarkatans, all because they sided with Mileena during the Outworld Civil War. A genocide is the deliberate and systematic killing or persecution of a large number of people from a particular national or ethnic group, with the aim of destroying that nation or that group, similar to what Kotal Khan tried to do with the Tarkatans.
Line them up. Execute them.
Kotal! This is cruel. Many didn't fight us. They are children.
You forget. In my time, they joined Mileena in rebellion against me.
These aren't the same Tarkatans, Kotal. A better Khan would offer them a warm hand, not cold steel.
So long as you're not Tarkatan or Kaitin or Shokan, it seems that living under Kotal might be the best of the three, which isn't really saying much. You can't really change your race. Kotal seems to really care about keeping Outworld independent and strong, though that comes at the detriment of portions of Outworld that want their own independence.
She vowed to create a free Edinia, something you refused to do.
A united Outworld stands strong against its enemies.
It will never be united under your rule.
Your rebellion is all that prevents it.
So the downsides of Kotal's government is he is pretty racist, and some of the Oshtek laws are straight up insane. Like, look at what happens when you're caught for theft.
To take without his leave is to steal from the hand of Kotal Khan himself. Therefore, having been found guilty of theft, you shall be put to death.
I was hungry.
Your sentence will be carried out immediately.
Death? For petty theft?
Remember where you are.
When Shao returns and threatens to retake the throne, Kitana gathers forces and builds an army that can defeat Shao Kahn, made up of several different races.
We have Earthrealm's support, Your Highness. With yours, we can guarantee victory.
There is no path to victory without the Tarkatans. If they can be swayed to Kotal Khan, it would be to our advantage to join him.
I will return, Queen Shiva, with the Tarkatans at my side. Together, we will march on Shao Kahn.
Side note, I love how Mortal Kombat 11 puts a ton of respect on the Tarkatans. Baraka always seemed like some Rudy Poo jabroni when it came to his win-loss record, and Shao always favored the Shokan and the Centaurs over the Tarkatans. However, these were during times where Shao was trying to win in Mortal Kombat. A Shokan or a Centaur, 9 times out of 10, would have the advantage over a Tarkatan when it comes to a one-on-one fight. But hearing Shiva outright state that there is no winning a war without the Tarkatans backing you up really goes to show that when it comes to war, Baraka and the Tarkatans are second to none. This was just a little throwaway line, but I think it really puts the value of the Tarkatans into perspective, so I thought that that was really dope.
Speak. You've earned the chance.
Shao Kahn has pitted Outworld's peoples against one another for millennia. And for what? The honor of dying in his wars? We must fight for each other, Baraka, not with each other.
Kotal wants us dead. He said as much to my face.
Aid us, and I'll make sure you sit at Kotal's table. Which do you prefer, Baraka? To be Shao Kahn's slave, or Kotal Khan's trusted ally?
No one has ever made Tarkatan such an offer. But these are your words, not his.
Help me save Kotal Khan. We'll ask him together.
He offers less. I'll slit his throat.
If he offers less, Baraka, I'll help you.
Anyway, rant over. So, Kitana rolls in deep with an army to take out Shao Kahn. After the battle, Kotal sees that Kitana was able to unify Outworld and names her the new Khan. You have to remember, Outworld is kind of like America. You can be Irish American, you can be African American, you can be Chinese American, many different races, but all of them are still American. Well, to be an Outworlder, you can be Edenian, you can be a human from Earthrealm, you can be Tarkatan, you can be Shokan, you can be Centaur, you can be Naknaden, Kaitin, Vaternian. There are many different races that make up Outworld, and to see them all fighting on the same side was the unity Kotal wanted for the realm. And Kitana had the leaders of certain races like Baraka representing the Tarkatans and Shiva representing the Shokan in a sort of United Nations-like system. In fact, though she shares the title of Khan, Kitana actually had her very brief reign of Outworld be more like a president than a Khan, actually, meaning that there was a separation of powers under her government, making it more like a federal government.
Baraka, Shiva, I have not served your peoples well, yet still you aided me. I will not forget.
We don't need charity. We will share in Outworld's rule.
That is up to her now.
What?
The throne is yours. You have united Outworld, Kitana Khan.
She's now officially out of your league.
I am humbled, Kotal. From this day on, may all our peoples fight together as one.
A federal government is a system of government where power is divided between a central national government and a regional government, such as states or provinces. In this model, the central government handles issues affecting the entire country, where regional governments manage more local matters. From what we saw, there wasn't really any democracy involved in her government, meaning the citizens couldn't vote to elect who their leaders would be. But besides that, Kitana's government feels the most like what we would expect to see in places like modern-day United States and Canada. In Mortal Kombat 1, Sindel rules Outworld in a system very much like an absolute monarchy, which is a form of government where a single ruler, like a king or queen, holds supreme and unlimited power over the state and its people, and it continues into Melina's reign when Sindel passes away.
I leave their punishment to you. But killing them will neither restore Sindel nor ease your loss.
but it will give me great pleasure.
The Netherrealm practices theocracy, similar to places like Iran, Saudi Arabia, and Afghanistan. A theocracy is a system of government where the religious leaders rule. Though in the Netherrealm, this doesn't necessarily mean that the leader dictates policy for the citizens. It's more so just a position held by somebody that the believers coddle and worship, and we can see that with the way that they worship Shinnok. The final two are at the extreme of both ends of the spectrum. Order Realm, or Sado, has an all-powerful totalitarian government where there are no other political parties competing with the ruling regime. They also have very strict laws and harsh punishments, like imprisonment for violating something as trivial as a curfew, for example.
Hotaru, it is good to see. You have violated my ordinance. You were to go indoors when the toll sounded. Ordinance? I just recently arrived. I had no knowledge of any ordinance. Ignorance is not an excuse. I am placing you under arrest for disregarding the laws of this city. Your trial will take place in the realm of order.
What is this place? Why have I been taken from my cell?
You are about to enter the judicial court of the realm of order. You have been brought here to defend yourself against the charges brought against you by Commander Hotaru.
After all these long years, justice will at last prevail. Surely I will not remain imprisoned for a law as frivolous as a curfew.
I would not be as confident if I were you.
The government is so oppressive that there is constant war between the regime and a group of resistant fighters led by Darius formed to overthrow the government. Last is the polar opposite of Order Realm, which is none other than Chaos Realm itself, which seems to practice, I know this is going to be a surprise, anarchism. Anarchism is a political and social philosophy that opposes all forms of government. It is based on the belief that society can and should be organized without rulers, without laws, or without any institutions, and instead be based on voluntary cooperation and individual liberty. There isn't really any modern-day countries that practices this, but back in the 90s, Somalia did actually practice anarchism.
Thank you, Havoc. I am Shujinko. I am a newcomer to the realm of chaos. There are many newcomers as of late. Satan guardsmen, for instance. They seek to restrict the flow of our water, something we hold as sacred. Water was not meant to be controlled. Its shapeless, fluidic nature is a blessing. I make you an offer, Shujinko. Take these 4 Chaos Pendants. Defeat each of the 4 Satan invaders and place a pendant around their necks. The pendants will shatter the bondage of order and reveal to them the perfection of chaos. Only then will they cease the enslavement of our water. Do this for me, and I will teach you the ways of chaos as well.
With that being said, which form of government, other than Earthrealm, of course, would you rather live under if you had to choose? Personally, if I had to choose somewhere other than Earthrealm, I think I'm going to go for Kitana's rule of Outworld. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments which government you would rather live under. If you made it this far, you can
acknowledge me
by hitting the like button. This helps videos like this get to viewers like you. It is extremely appreciated and it's free, so why not? You can hit confirm that by pressing the subscribe button to join
the millions
of ShinFit subscribers. If you'd like to see exactly why the powers of the Cleric of Chaos work the way they do, that video is on screen now. But more importantly than anything else, don't get beat up out there.